I know, buddy. Hi, guys. This is Tiffany. I want to make sure this is clear and that you can see me and you can hear me okay, because I have had some issues with the internet in this house, so I just want to make sure it's clear. Hi, guys. Okay, so of course you all know this big beautiful face here is our wonderfully handsome Red. He had surgery, which we had updated you guys. He hit his 10-day mark on Monday. So Tuesday he went back to Dr. Bravetsky. He was able to have his staples removed because the incision itself looked really well. So he got his staples out Tuesday. The problem is he had a lot of swelling in the area, which is common with this type of injury and where it was located. He had a huge open area of his neck. If you guys remember from where the collar was and previous videos before we actually closed up his neck, how big of an area it was that was affected. Well, when Dr. Bravetsky went in to do the surgery, she had to make that area even bigger. She had a lot of scar tissue that she needed to cut away. She needed to pull away the skin from the flesh and the muscle to be able to pull it closed, to be able to close up the wound. And we had it wrapped for the 10 days that he had the staples in. And thank God we did, because on the last day, the day before we took the staples out, she said it would be all right to take the wrap off because he was moving around and it wasn't staying put anyway. And we noticed right away that the swelling was getting worse. So I took him yesterday to see her, and she was like, wow, yeah, it is really bad. And they had to drain a whole bunch of fluid from his neck, which again is common because there is all this open area in there, because she cannot tack it down when she does the surgery, because that spot moves, his head moves around constantly. He looks left and right and up and down, and if you tack all that material down when you do surgery, then once it all heals together, he would not have been able to move his neck. So, of course, there is open space in there, and when the body's trying to heal, it sends fluid to those open spaces to fill it up. Unfortunately, he was producing way too much fluid. She bandaged him up yesterday. He had a really big bandage on. It went from like here, under his arms, like all the way down to basically his waist. And it was a compression bandage after she drained the fluid to try and keep it nice and tight to give the body a chance to heal inside and kind of adhere to itself. But when we came in this morning, Pam sent me a message because I'm actually off today, but Pam comes in and she sent me a picture. The bandage had rolled down and it was really swollen on one side again. So I sent it to Dr. Bravetsky. She said, you know what, bring him in. We're putting a drain in. He can't go through this anymore. So came, picked him up, brought him to Dr. Bravetsky, who was an amazing surgeon, the same surgeon that closed his neck up. And they had to place a drain in his neck because he is just producing way too much fluid. It is all clear fluid. It is all healthy fluid. There is no infection in there at all, which is amazing. That's fantastic news. But sadly, we did have to put a drain in, and it goes, his incision, it's all wrapped, and I'm not going to unwrap it, but it basically goes from here all the way around all the way up to here. So the only spot that basically he does not have is from here to here, which he does have quite the scar or indentation from the collar. It just didn't actually cut through the back of his neck. So the drain goes the entire way from one side to the other side. Actually, I believe it goes this way, and it comes out over here. And then this thing here, it's called a bulb. And this is all completely 100% sterile, and it collects the fluid. So this thing collects the fluid that's coming out of his neck. It can collect 200 milliliters of fluid. It hopefully will only have to be drained. I drain it hopefully once every 24 hours or every day, depending on how much fluid his body is actually producing. If it has to be drained more than that, then I will drain it more than that. We have to do it completely sterilely with gloves and everything like that. But this will hopefully pull all of the fluid out of his neck, and that way the tissue between his skin and his muscle and everything will have a chance to grow back together and seal together. Because right now there's space, and then the fluid is taking up the space and just swelling. So we're going to pull the fluid out, and hopefully it will come together and it will heal and adhere together, and his neck will then be completely healed. We are heartbroken that he had to go through this. We thought we were at the end of the road, but sadly, it's just something that happens. Unfortunately, it had to happen to our sweet boy Red. I mean, we're very, very thankful and very blessed that the fluid coming out, again, is healthy fluid. It is not infected in any way, shape, or form. I know exactly what to look for in the fluid to make sure that it stays that way. Luckily or unluckily, however you look at it, I'm very versed in that little bulb because my boy Cloud, who was 100 plus alumni, had to have several of those through his surgeries. Hi, buddy. I know. This sucks. I know, buddy. We are hoping and praying that now that he's got the drain in and that it is sucking the fluid out, that he will start to heal much, much quicker. And hopefully he won't have to have the drain in for very long. We're just going to have to watch it over the next couple of days and monitor how much fluid is actually draining, and hopefully day by day it'll get to be a smaller amount, and then we can remove the drain and he can be a happy, happy puppy. We are, of course, very nervous because, as you can see, it is a decent sized bulb with the drain coming out of his neck. It has a bandage on it under here, and then he's got these little sock type deal things. I doubled those up, and I put some elasticon tape above and below to keep this in place. But of course, we are worried when he's left alone. Hopefully he won't scratch it or lay on it or anything like that. So we are all a complete nervous wreck here. We're worried that if he does try to scratch it or mess with it, that he will have to go to the 24-hour hospital to be monitored around the clock. We don't want that for him. That would kill him and destroy him, and we don't want that, but we need to make sure that he is safe. Buddy. He has, no, we can't put a cone because it's his neck that's injured. So unfortunately we can't put a cone. Hey, buddy. I know. He is still pretty drugged up. He did eat a little bit of wet food, which is good. But he is feeling no pain at the moment. He still has his sedatives from having the procedure done. Hey, buddy. He also got an injection of antibiotics while they had him under and were doing the procedure. And as I said, everything is sterile. Everything is inside and sterilely done. So there should be no worry about infection, which is what we are praying for and hoping for. And he will continue on his gabapentin and his trazodone to keep him calm. And we will continue to update you guys on his progress. And we are hoping and praying that every day it will be a little bit better. But I wanted to give you guys an update so you can see what was going on. A lot of stuff happens day to day behind the scenes. Not everything gets put on video. I know I haven't done a lot of videos from Rescue House 1 because we are having some serious Wi-Fi issues. I cannot use my camera in the yard at all because it just is pixelated and it freezes and it stops. But trust me when I say there is a lot going on behind the scenes that doesn't get shown all the time. But this was something important that I wanted to try to get out there to you guys. We have also put the PayPal link on this video for Red's continued care. We thought we were close to the end, but unfortunately we had this setback with him, and we are going to deal with it. And he is a strong, happy boy, and he has gone through everything like a champ. And we know he'll get through this. It just sucks. All right, buddy. So I am going to sign off now. I'm going to let him rest. And I will come back on at some point tomorrow and give you guys an update on how he did overnight and how he's doing. Please say a prayer for him, that this is an easy go for him and that there is no further setbacks and no issues with the drain. Please make a donation to his ongoing care. And please say a prayer for our 2 new babies that we just brought in today. Dama, who is at the 24-hour emergency hospital. We are awaiting an update on her. And the little Australian Shepherd, who is now next door at Rescue House 2 with Amy. I'm sure she will come on live shortly and give you an update on how he is settling in, and also once she gets word from the hospital on Dama. So this is Tiffany from Rescue House 1 with Red after his procedure to place a drain in his neck. Thank you all for your continued love and support. Oh, he's going to start snoring. Bye, buddy. This is Tiffany with Red, 100 plus abandoned dogs of Everglades, Florida.